Hi guys, and welcome to the Dream Team stream for Game Week 9. I hope you are all well. It's been a manic international break, lots of injury news and COVID news and all of those sorts of things. So as always, we'll start off the stream by taking a look at how we got on last game week. We had FPL Focus as the guest last game week, and we chose our team with you guys in the chat. You know what? We actually did okay. We got 72 points. Now, bearing in mind that we've taken a massive hit to get this, so, don't take any notice of the overall points or anything like that. None of that matters, because it's just effectively a 1 week punt of the team, a 1 week wildcard, if you will. And yeah, so we did quite well. We had Lloris, who got us 6 points. Obviously, Dallas didn't do quite so well. Chilwell with 8, Creswell with 6. Vestergaard, who we captained, did get us 6 points, so that was pretty awesome. De Bruyne not doing quite so great. Bale not really doing quite so great. He was my pick. I think Ziyech possibly was Focus's pick last game week. He got 11 points. That was pretty good. Bamford was 7, Werner was 7, and Kane with 9. So let's see if any of them made the dream team, or the Kings of the Game Week, as it's now called. And I have a pretty sneaky suspicion that we might not have got anybody again. No, we haven't. So the dream team for Game Week 8 was Fabianski with 15 points, so he obviously outscored our Lloris. Doherty with 12 points, Target with 11, Veltman with 9. I mean, who's seen that coming? Walker-Peters with 9, Fernandez with 17. Now, he was one we were kind of debating about. Eze just sneaking in there with 13 points. Ziyech, we got 1. So we got Ziyech with 11 points. Like I said, I think he was Focus's pick. Armstrong with 10, Soucek with 9, and Watkins with 13. So I think if we just pop back, I do believe that was us. Yeah, I think we were kind of between Watkins and Bamford, and we went Bamford, so we might have got 2. But yeah, just the 1 for us again. So I'm just going to give a quick shout out to the chat before we get Ray in. So welcome Simon, welcome Nuclear, Rubber Ducky's in, hey John, hope you're all good, Magic, Aaron's in, Shah, welcome everybody. I hope that you're all doing good this afternoon and already pumped for Game Week 9. So on that note, shall we get Ray in and let's get choosing our Game Week 9 team. I think that's a good plan, so I will just get on that case right now for you guys. And welcome Ray in. Hi Ray, how are you, buddy?
Hi Nim, I'm good. Thanks for having me on.
No worries. Oh, Napoleon's in. Hi, hope you're good. So, how have you been during lockdown and during this international break, Ray?
I gotta say, I feel like I kind of struggle without fantasy football. It's not FPL. I'm on loads of others as well, and there's only so much you can do to stats until you actually want to see if it works or not. Your options. So I'm very excited that it's back now. I have absolutely no idea who to pick because just they're red and orange flags all over the place.
Yeah.
And Robertson was on an orange and he played yesterday. So
I know.
Who knows?
Who knows what's going on? It's all kinds of craziness out there.
It's just a random name out of a hat, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. So we'll do the dream team and then we'll come back and have a little chat about who you're thinking about setting up and what transfers you're thinking about making and stuff, and then any questions that happen to filter into the chat, we'll also try and answer them. Just to let you guys know, we will be live with the FPL Wildcats this evening. Special guest is Jeffers, Quizmaster Jeffers Corner, and it's going to come on. We're going to have a bit of a quiz and things. So that's happening this evening. And yes, Ray was the guy who was dressed up as the Grim Reaper on the Wildcat show. So well spotted there, Nuclear. So let's get into choosing our dream team for game week 9. Now, Ray, I always let the guest choose the first player for the team. So I know it's going to be pretty difficult this week to choose our team and, to get this right. But this is complete free hit, completely, slate wiped clean. Who would you like to put into this team this week based on their fixtures and their form possibly as well?
Yeah, I don't think you can go much further than Bruno Fernandes. I mean, he's in form. I feel Bruno's, even when he's not playing well, he hauls, isn't it? And the last performance against Everton, I thought he was exceptional at home to West Brom. I think it's good that Martial is back as well. I think he always poses, an extra thought for the opposition to think about.
Yeah.
So I think Bruno Fernandes, absolutely. I'm going to bring him in no matter what, even at a hit, and captain him. So I'd say Bruno.
Yeah, I'm thinking very similar myself. Hi Anand, I hope you're good. Yeah, I'm considering the same. Like, the only problem is, Ray, when we put a player into the dream team, not, just putting it out there, doesn't usually go very well. So, I mean, everyone was so convinced about De Bruyne last game week, and then it didn't come to pass. So, considering we both want to buy him, should we really be sticking in the dream team? You sure you don't want to go for a Martial or Rashford instead?
You know what? Like with any streak, it's always got to end. So we'll say, yeah, we'll go with Bruno, and hopefully everyone will go for someone else, and then Bruno will haul.
Okay, cool. Right then. So, who would you like to take out for Bruno? What about Gareth Bale? I'm thinking him possibly over, say, a Ziyech or a De Bruyne at this point, yeah?
I agree with you, yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Okie dokie. Bruno is in. Okay, so now I have to choose my player before heading over to the chat. So I'm just going to go down to the fixtures and have a little look, refresh my memory. Chelsea, Newcastle, that could be an interesting one. Maybe Timo Werner. Aston Villa, Grealish, possibility there. Thinking. Could do with some lovely news on whether my boyfriend is back for Man City this week. I know that he's been in training, but I don't know if he's due to start back. It's obviously the Man United fixture. Everton. Ooh, I've got it. I think I'm going to go Richarlison.
Love it.
Because he's back, and it's just about as bat shizzle as it comes for the dream team, isn't it? So I love that. He's a forward, isn't he? So who am I going to sell? Maybe Harry this week, I think. I'm going to get rid of Harry, free us up some cash, and I am going to go with Richarlison. Is what I'm going to do. Though he's still flagged at the moment, so hopefully it becomes unflagged by the time we get around to...
Why would he be flagged? I mean, I'm sorry, I don't know if did Brazil play during the international break? Because he's not suspended anymore.
It just says ankle injury, so maybe stayed back because of the injury. I'm not sure, actually, but, I feared that he should be back for this week, so I'm just going to I'm gonna go with it on that one. Okay, chat. It's over to you guys now with myself and Ray. We're going to choose the rest of the team. So it's kind of customary at this point to go with looking at the goalkeepers. So guys, I'm guessing we don't want to stick with the Lloris against Man City. So who are we thinking for that goalkeeper spot this game week? Ray, if you had any thoughts, if you could pick any goalkeeper this week, who would you go with?
Emi Martinez still seems like a good shout in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Emi Martinez is good. I think Brighton will actually create some chances, but Emi Martinez, he'll probably rack up some save points. And I mean, Villa still are pretty solid defensively, and you have to remember they've actually faced some decent teams with some offensive assets. So I think Emi Martinez with the price point as well, because he's still under 5, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, him. Looking down the order.
What do we think about maybe Fabianski against Sheffield United? Because Sheffield haven't exactly been tucking away the goals at the moment, have they?
That's true. Yeah, he'd probably be the next one actually that I'd go for. Yeah, because West Ham they're just a different team this season, aren't they?
They are
defensively.
For sure. Okay then, guys, let's have a little vote in the chat. Would you go with Martinez or Fabianski? The most we get, I will make sure they are in the team, so get on that. Now, so at this point, I do want to say, I know that I said that I would try and get, while something falls down in my room. Pickford from Shah as a shout, like that one, bit out there. The Fulham thing.
Well, yeah. if there's not a shot on target, then yeah.
That's a good point. This could be his week to redeem himself, though, right? It could be. I don't think so, but it could be. Exactly. I mean, if he doesn't do well against Fulham, then, really, let's be honest.
Right.
So, Nucleus says Berge is doing some bits and not Fabianski. Ooh. Cool. We're a bit mixed here. Oh yeah. So
Sander Berger. Yeah, he is playing well, isn't he? Yeah. And I do feel Brewster. You got to remember, Brewster's starts have been against the toughest teams, haven't they? Isn't it against Chelsea, City, and Liverpool? So, and I think against West Ham, he'll definitely potentially have more opportunities if he's fit. Because I know he got an injury as well, didn't he?
The chat seems to want to go with Martinez. So I think we're just gonna stick with it. So that this is my team. It's cursed now. There's 2 players already that are possibly going to be in my team for Gameweek 9 in the Dream Team. Oh no! No, to be fair, I got 76 points last week, so I shouldn't moan. I did just want to kind of say to the peeps that I know I want to get like a little timer graphic. I'm not really sure where to go to get it, so I'm going to look into that, you guys. I was hoping to have a bit of time during the international break. I'm also in the middle of refurbishing my whole YouTube channel, so that's been taking up quite a lot of my time. Got some new graphics on the way and some new ideas for videos and things like that, so I'm not really sure when that changeover is going to happen, but I'll definitely let you guys all know on social media. But it's been a bit of a nuts international break because I've also kind of set up my Twitch channel as well for some gaming, so it's just been a bit bonkers. I haven't really had time to do the whole countdown thing, but I definitely want to get on that, and I'll maybe have a chat to my Wildcat JNO and see if he knows anyone, or maybe even the elite guys. So yeah, I'll definitely check in. Right, Martinez is in, done, sold. Talk to me, guys, on Dallas. Are we keeping Dallas? Corbin Dallas. Multipass. I don't think we probably are, is probably my guess. Ray, I don't think we need 4 defenders in these kind of price ranges. I mean, Kilman's not really that expensive at this moment in time. But what are your thoughts on Leeds defence and Dallas? What do we think? Hey Arrows, welcome to the chat. Oh, sorry.
No. They haven't really. I mean, defensively, I look at Leeds and I wouldn't pick anyone because of their defensive abilities. I think Dallas is always a good choice in regards to attacking returns with Ayling as well. But one thing about Arsenal, defensively, overall, we look a little more solid. But if I took anyone from Leeds, it would probably be Bamford, and I'd just stick with Bamford. I don't think defensively. I think there are other guys out there who could potentially haul more around the same price point, i.e. Consta, or even maybe Masuaku, or potentially with the Wolves guys, Kilman, Cody. These guys could potentially, or one of the Burnley guys as well in Tarkowski maybe. So with
Yes.
Dallas or with Leeds defense, I'm not really feeling them too much personally.
And welcome tips to the chat. Yeah, I think I have to agree. And you know, a few people, Nuclear, saying about the high press. Not really great for keeping a clean sheet. Same, and we don't really need to worry. We can get rid of the, you know, Dallas, even if he sat on the bench. You know, we can switch him for somebody else. It doesn't matter. We can do what we like with this team, basically. We have the freedom, my friends.
We do, right?
We have it. It's in our
We have
hands.
a wild card every week.
Every week.
That's
what I love about this.
Hits.
It usually helps stop me from taking the craziness in my own team, Ray, but I don't think it's going to stop me this week. I'm feeling a -8 bubbling up inside me. It's going to take everything in my power not to do it live on stream tonight with the lads. If they just happen to like mention any of those transfers in my kind of vicinity that I'm thinking about, it might just be like, boom, right, done. Sold. Yeah, okay, so let's have a look at who we've got in that similar price range to Dallas and maybe go from there. I think that's probably a good choice. So yeah, you mentioned a couple there. Konza, Walker Peters, Target, so Masuaku even. What do we think on Justin? People in the chat, and Ray, any thoughts on Justin? He's like, you know, the third top in that kind of price range, 34 points. Leicester having Liverpool's. Oh, it's probably a difficult one this week. Yeah, it's probably not great for a weekly wildcard, but just thoughts on him generally.
I think he's been brilliant. I mean, he's been in my team since day one.
Okay.
I brought him in and thought that, okay, he's a really, really apt replacement for Pereira until Pereira's back again. But I think when Pereira comes back, he's going to be left wing back or left back. Justin's impressed me. I mean, most of the time when he's played, I mean, the last game they played, who did they play? Sorry, I don't remember who they played last week. Was it Wolves? No.
Yes.
Yeah, it was Wolves. It's when Traore came on. Adama Traore came on for Wolves. He actually moved to left wing back and he dealt pretty well with Adama Traore as best as he can. So as a player, I'm a huge fan.
Yeah.
In this game, I'd say no, of course, because even though Salah's out, you know, you still have Mane, you have Jota, who I think Jota might do brilliantly this week, or brilliantly while Salah's unavailable. I mean, Klopp basically changes formation against Man City to accommodate Jota, isn't it? 'Cause Jota forced his way into the team. So I wouldn't pick him. However, when I wildcard in a few weeks, I'll keep Justin in my team. I think he's a solid player. And Leicester are pretty solid defensively, aren't they? Especially with the guys at the back.
Yeah. Although, was it Schmeichel that got injured there during the international break?
International week? I'm sorry. I mean, when it's international week, I literally
think
off.
So. I think he might have done. So I'm not sure how that'll affect it. But anyway, we have had a shout for Kufal. I quite like that. I know it's different. I think it's kind of getting that West Ham defence in without, you know, going on the double up. So what do we think to Kufat? Let's have a vote in the chat between, who else am I going to chuck in there to the Wolves?
Maybe Masuaku?
Yeah, Masuaku, Kufal, or Target. Let me know, you guys, who you think. I'm not going to go Konza just because we already have Martinez and don't really want to kind of double up. Oh, Schmeichel is fine. Apparently he's back in training, so that's okay. I thought I did see an injury somewhere. I was a bit like, you know.
Yeah, so, I mean, Masuaku and Kufal, I mean, they're the same price, and Masuaku only has the 3 points more, so...
Yeah,
we already... Really.
People are saying we already have Creswell. Well, we don't have to stay with Creswell. We might want to up Creswell's spot there to somebody else, you know, in a few moments' time. So, you know, I'm not necessarily too worried about sticking with West Ham, but we've had a lot of Target shouts, so, you know, it's looking like Target.
I think Taylor might be injured, isn't it? he might be out for this game.
Yeah, well, he's a
I saw on
yellow
Twitter
there, so yeah.
on my
Okay.
team as well.
That's oh no. Target it is. The peeps have spoken. There's enough there. Okay. Chilwell. Now I know I'm getting a lot of Dina shouts. Okay, peeps, I will definitely get Dina into defence for you guys. Question is, do we put Dina in for Chilwell? Do we put him in for Vestergaard, or do we put him in for Creswell? Let me know what you guys think in the chat, because there's a lot of Dina shouts, so I want to make sure I get him in. Who would you sell? Ray, you know I'm going to ask you. Who would you sell out of those three if you were to get Dina in this week? Chilwell, Vestergaard, or Creswell?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it depends. It depends how we're doing with the value with the rest of the team, because I'd probably take out Vestergaard because they're playing away to Wolves.
Mm-hmm.
But he's been playing very well, and he looks a threat every time in the set piece. I mean, he's got a few goals. So, personally, I maybe think don't bring in Digne.
Oh, the chat won't lie you for that.
Exactly. A massive X on my photo.
No, they won't. They're loving a bit Digne for the craziness this week, so they're all saying Vestergaard. So I think it might have to be.
The people have spoken.
The people have spoken. Although Nuclear is with you, Ray.
Good lad.
Like,
good
no
lad.
Digne. Oh, you know what? We gotta live. We gotta live, you guys. We gotta go for it. Why not? You only live once in the dream team, or however many times I invite you back on the show. Okay, cool. Get Teles if you have a good bench option. Arrow says, "Ooh, love that. I love that."
Call.
Yeah, so are we set on defence now, peeps? I think we're pretty much set there, because obviously we're still gonna have to bench a couple of people there. So I'm loving the craziness of it as well. So we'll stick with that. Okay, moving forward, we have Fernandez. Now I want to get people's thoughts on Jota. I'm assuming. I know he didn't do much for us last week, but I'm assuming the Dream Teamers want to give him another shot given the situation at Liverpool at the moment and no Salah. Ray, thoughts on Jota?
I just put in the chat yes to Jota, lol.
Yeah, there you go. There, I see it. It appears. So chat, what do you think? Keep or sell? Your time is now. And thank you everybody who's joined. If you're watching, please do like and subscribe. And we'll get Ray to tell you all his details as well a bit later on. Yes to Jota, says Arrows. So that's one yes. We got to see. We got two yeses, including Ray. I think we should give him another chance personally.
Agree.
I think one more week in the dream team. Yes. Yep. There we go. Now they're filtered through. Cool. Okay. Jota is sold then, so, Nuclear's not happy about Opera being off Nuno, so he's saying no. Fortunately, I have no control over that, so, yeah. We'll just keep it on a keep, I think. KDB, what are our thoughts on the chat? Do we want to give him another week? So, I'm assuming he's pretty high up there. I was on a show with the Always Cheating guys yesterday for Cheeky Sports Facebook, and they were very much KDB camp and I was very much Fernandez camp, so I'm assuming they're kind of the two expensive players that people are deciding between this game week. In the dream team though, Ray, we can have both, because we are that greedy.
I know.
So, do we stick with having both is the question.
I am a huge KDB fanboy, so I'm always going to say yes, keep him. So I don't know if my opinion is really good for this one, but if Manchester City are in the ascendancy, he's always going to be the key to that, especially with Jesus back and or Aguero. I think they look very threatening. And I don't know if Sterling's. I know Sterling had a flag,
Yeah.
so I'm unsure if he's available again. But with KDB, and I think we have the budget to do it. So I would say keep him in. That's what I'm thinking.
We do. I am kind of with arrows a bit here, though. You know, with this being a 1 week wild card, effectively, like a 1 week wonder. KDB has Spurs. I mean,
you'd probably want to bring Grealish in instead, and then use that money maybe up front, isn't it? For example.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just yeah. It's just that thought process of, do we think he's going to go big? Now, don't get me wrong. I think he will get something. So if I was making an actual wild card now, I was using it in the international break, KDB would be in that wild card. So Ray, if you were hitting that wild card button now, I would be saying to you, yes, get KDB this week, because it's long term. And as you say, he is just class, isn't he? And I'm actually, he is the one player that I'm really worried about not owning, and trying to find my way into getting him into my team is the difficult, is the difficult bit. With this particular situation, with us having, a 1 week wild card, I always find Spurs defence a little bit dodgy. I feel like it's a bit like the Arsenal defence. It's not brilliant, if I'm honest. But I do feel like, yes, he will get something, but I'm just like, how much will he get? Will he make that dream team? And as we've, the reason we don't get many people making the dream team is because it's usually always the people you don't expect to get. So like John's just said, Torres scored a hat-trick for Spain. I mean, that's the sort of kind of batshit craziness that happens with the dream team, when you don't expect it. There's a lot of Grealish in the chat. So, I really think it could be worth a shout for De Bruyne to Grealish this week. And then maybe next dream team we will, get KDB back in for those slightly better fixtures. So
that would be the logical thing. I agree.
I think so. Yeah.
For a 1 week punt, KDB is really not the way to go. But it's just, I have such a love for the guy. I'll always put him in.
He is. I'm with you there on that. Actually, I think that's why people say if I wasn't Nim, if you weren't an Arsenal fan, you would be a Man City fan, because there's just so many players in the Man City squad that I have a lot of time for. So yeah, I'm completely.
Could you give me an example?
It's a certain A person.
Right.
And then KDB, of course, I'm a big fan of his. I quite like Mahrez. I really loved what he did for Leicester the year they won the title. I think Edson's a great goalkeeper. Oh, it's just so many. There's just so many I actually really like as people. So
yep.
Cool. Okay. Grealish is in. So, wow, we have funds. We have funds for days, my friends. Right. Okay. Ziyech. Now, he's also on my radar for this week, so I'm really worried at this point, because there's now 5 possible players that are making it into my actual team, so that's worry. Hey, Jake, welcome to the chat. Ziyech, thoughts, keep or sell? And if we're selling, who for? We've got 5.6 in the bank, people, so we can go crazy right now. We could get money, we could, go Rashford, or we could invest that money up front, or get Bazuma to somebody else. So I knew everyone was going to say Ziyech, and I was kind of hoping they wouldn't. No, stop cursing me.
Brilliant.
Ray, you've got to take the curse off of this dream team so it does well for me this week. Okay, I
love the midfield. I love the midfield.
I will keep Ziyech this week for you guys. But if I happen to get him in my FPL team as well, I'm just going to say it's it's probably not going to go well. Which is probably why I should stick Foden in here, because I'm considering selling him, and I don't want him to do well. So maybe we should turn Basuma into Foden. Because he's just the kind of person that you could imagine after I sell him that would score a brace. Especially in that matchup where everyone assumes that there won't be loads of goals. Yeah, so okay, I will keep Ziyech. Then what are we thinking, guys? Do we invest our money in Basuma, or would we turn, Bamford, turning Basuma into Rashford, go 5 in mid? Do we want to go with Bamford up to a Martial or somebody else? I'm assuming we all want to stick with Werner, given the fixture. Would you go with Werner this week, Ray?
Yeah, I would actually. I apart from Bamford, I'd keep the other two. I think Werner always looks a threat. I think when Tammy plays, he loves operating on the left, Werner. Operating on the left and then cutting in a la Rashford, for example. So I'd keep Werner in because he does. I feel like every single game something could happen from him. There's always a threat there or something like that. So yeah, with Timo Werner, I think he's one to keep this week, personally.
Yeah. I am absolutely loving Shah. Yeah, don't tempt me, Shah. You know how easy it is, man. You know how easy it is. I need to see him playing.
Heart over the head.
Yes, just chill. Just chill. Like, don't make me do it, man. Don't make me do it. It's all too easy. No, he needs to be back, and he needs a game before we can put him in the dream team. They have a lot of really good fixtures coming up, so maybe next week we can do the double up with KDB and Aguero. But yeah, although I love Jake's shout of Tammy instead of Werner. That's about as batshit as they come. Jake, if we leave Werner in this team just because we have so much cash, come back to the Dream Stream next week in the chat and let me know. Remind me that you said Tammy over Werner, buddy, and I will make sure I'll give you extra kudos for that. Same saying Jesus. Surely Mane in. I mean, can we afford him? We've got 10.1 for this midfield spot if we decide to stick it in the midfield and keep Bamford up top. So I don't think we're going to be able to get to Mane with that. No, we're not.
So how much is in the bank just for the one midfielder right now?
10.1 to move Basuma up. If we want to go with having a stacked midfield. Now, I am taking into account our bench when it comes to how many of these make the dream team, just because it is so difficult for us to even hit on them. So, it's absolutely fine if we choose a biggie and they, we leave them on the bench. It's fine. If they do well, I'm going to count it as, making the dream team. So, don't worry too much about formation and who we have and who we don't have. I was actually thinking McGinn might be a shout over Grealish this week. That was my kind of little twist on things for the dream team. But yeah, I Grealish was all over the place in the chat. So Sonny, he's a thought maybe for that price bracket. Rashford, as we were saying earlier, to make the double up on a United midfield. Vardy for Richarlison. Well, why don't we... Oh, everyone's loving Vardy. Okay, well, why don't we leave Basuma where he is and sell... I'm going to keep Richarlison because he was my pick this week. So I get a pick, Guest gets a pick, and then you guys get to pick most of the others. So I think maybe we should turn Bamford into Vardy. That's what I'm thinking. Because Leeds have... Oh, then again, you could just imagine Bamford scoring against us, couldn't you, Ray?
Yeah. I think if we go with those changes, we won't have an asset from the Tottenham Man City game. And I don't
Yeah.
think it's going to be a 0-0 or 1-0. So I
Mm.
feel Jesus, Kane, Son, maybe KDB is just too expensive for the cash we have left. I think one of those three might, return quite well. But Vardy, isn't it? I mean, you could see Leicester getting a goal just because Liverpool don't have a centre half pairing at the moment,
Mm.
or penalty just because of how much speed they have. I mean, possibly even someone like Harvey Barnes as well, if he acts as a shadow striker, i.e., just behind Vardy.
Yeah.
He looked quite exceptional doing that against Leeds United a couple of weeks ago. I don't think he even played against Wolves. Maybe he was just rested, stroke dropped. But I do like the Vardy call. I think Arrows before said Basumo to Mane and Bamford to Brewster. That's actually what I was actually gonna suggest as well if we were to make those changes.
Yeah.
So basically, Brewster acts as an enabler to get in Mane into that midfield.
Yeah.
Then we play a 3-5-2 ultimately.
Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely a possibility. I'm just thinking we've kind of got Jota already, so I'm thinking, I still can see Mane doing well, but it's like, do we want to double down on that? You know what? Everyone was so kind of into the Vardy pick. I will change my pick this week, but I'll keep a mental note that I said Richarlison so that I can come back and troll all you guys. And I will make Richarlison into Vardy so that it doesn't use as much of the dosh up front. How's that? So where does that leave us? That leaves us with 3.3. And that would get us... hey Glenn, hope you're good. I hear that you're going to be making an appearance on a certain podcast. Ray, would you like to give that a shout out?
Hi Glenn, yeah, Rebel FPL. Our first guest will be Glenn Kitely, Everything Arsenal. So pretty excited about that. So yeah, really excited.
Good stuff, and I might just make an appearance soon too. Okay, 7.8 million we have in midfield now if we're keeping Bamford up top. So we've had a Soucek shout already. Zaha or Eze for Basuma.
It opens up Zaha.
Tielemans from Magic. Aaron, so that's a possible shout.
Yeah.
Tielemans. James has to be a shout versus Fulham. James has come up. Salah's mentioned James a couple of times. So let me know, guys, in the chat. Oh, Arrows on Zaha. Yeah, Zaha with them
Me
pens,
too as well.
man.
Well,
yeah.
I think we spoke about it when I was the Grim Reaper on Wildcats.
Yeah.
I said that Zaha is pretty much playing up front now, so he just looks a threat almost every game. I think the only time he didn't actually play up front and he was like playing out wide was when they played Wolves and they were beaten quite comfortably. But when he plays up front as a shadow striker, I think Zaha looks just a threat. I still think he's a tease, as I said back then.
Yeah,
like
a lot of people think he's a proper FPL troll, don't
they? But he's returning, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's returning. What's he got? Like 6 goals or something? It's fantastic.
It's crazy.
And as a midfielder,
yeah, it's crazy. I mean, a lot of them pens, but it's fine. We can
unfortunately, that's part of the thinking now, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's part
exactly.
Of the thinking now.
We're 0.1 off. Just saw Jay Rodriguez, and I was wondering because I've taken Richarlison out.
Yeah.
Maybe J-Rod could be a shout in that position. Ooh.
Is he dog's dangly bits all right now? Or what you said?
Ghoulies. It's Ging Gang Ghoulies. I think so. Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure we could... Is there not a goalkeeper at 3.9 that we could squeeze in at this point? I mean, there must be now, surely, instead of Mason.
Is this still keeping Bamford in the team?
Yeah, this is still keeping Bamford. Are you not keen on Bamford?
Well, if we...
I just think he could end up scoring against us.
Going to get chances. I think his expected goals,
whether he'll go
high.
nuts is another thing, and that's what we kind of prefer to do, don't we? Really, is go for people that might go a bit more The thing is, there's nobody really cheaper. It's only dropping right down, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. We could actually get in Zaha, couldn't we, right now?
Yeah,
With a
yeah, we can
7.8.
afford Zaha. Yep. There's
And I
a lot
think,
of shout for Zaha. So
yeah,
I will put him in for you guys. The spirit of my moderator, Octavius, would be happy with that because he's a Crystal Palace fan.
nice. Well played for this season.
Yeah, he'll be happy with that. Okay, cool. So we did have a little thing in the chat. Zaha,
Oh,
find space to interrupt. I have
Glenn is
Zaha, but
mentioning
away to
something.
Burnley.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Glenn said I have Zaha, but away to Burnley. Now, Glenn, he predicted 0-0 Brighton against Burnley, and I said, and then they finished 0-0, and I said, did you put a bet on it? And he didn't answer me.
Yeah. Oh no. That's what. Well, at least you didn't actually go ahead with it. I guess it could have been a lot worse. Hey, Focus, how you doing, buddy? I think you called Ziyech last game week, if I'm correct. If I'm correct on that, Focus, then you are the only one who got a player right last game week for the Dream Team. So well done on that. Okay, cool. So it said, Sal said, Kilman to Phillips, then you have enough funds for J-Rod. Yeah, I think most people have voted for Zaha now, so we'll probably have to stick with that. But I'll keep a little mental note on those two Everton players that I kind of was thinking on. And so I'll try and remember that it was McGinn that I said, Richarlison and J-Rod. And we'll see if all of that comes good. Okay, I'm gonna lock this in then, lads. I'm gonna lock it in. I feel like I need some like cool. Is it only a -24 this week? Well, that's quite good for us.
Yeah.
that is actually quite good for us. Starting 11. Who do we take out for Jota? Should we take out Target, maybe? Brighton, possibility of scoring? Just kind of gonna go. Obviously, I will let, I will count the bench. Don't worry too much. Because it's me and Ray, we'll stick Bamford on the bench. Because, it's against Arsenal. So even though he's going to do really well, we'll put him on the bench. Okay, guys. Captaincy shouts. I mean, now you know. Oh, Focus is ill. Oh, hope you get well soon, buddy. Everybody get loads of hearts in the chat for Focus. Hopefully you'll get well soon. I need you back next week. Come on. Okay. Captaincy pick. Don't make it obvious. Don't make it obvious. Let's go with somebody completely random. Like Jota or I don't even mind Grealish this week. Zaha. Ray, talk to me. A random captaincy pick. Let's get away from the obvious because this is
okay.
We know it's going to be Fernandez or Ziyech or Vardy in this team if we were going obvious. So let's just go nuts with this.
So cheap plug to my co-host on FPL Rebel podcast, but I'll just throw that in there, Nim.
Yep, no, go for it, buddy. It's all about community sharing.
I think Jota might be a good shout as a Maverick captain. Jota or Grealish. I think Grealish just looks amazing, doesn't he? He just absolutely looks phenomenal this year. One of the players of the season. But if we really want to go Maverick, Jota, because he's definitely going to play.
I am loving. Some people saying leaving it on Digne. Some people saying Creswell. Couple of shouts for Ziyech. Couple of shouts for Grealish. Yeah.
No one
Shah's
said Jota.
with you though.
Shah's
with you. He's there. He's there. I like the Jota shout. I'm gonna do it because Ray, my guest today, wants it, and we'll leave it. Yeah, we'll leave it on somebody a bit more fancy like Ziyech or Fernandez. Nice. Yeah, I think so. Okay, So that is the dream team for game week 9, or our 1 week wildcard as we're coming to know it. Ray, would you like to talk us a little bit through your possible transfers this game week? Guys, if you've got any random questions in the chat, I will wrap up soon, but just get them in whilst Ray is talking, and if I can answer a couple, then I will. If not, I will be doing the FPL Wildcats with FPL TV, JNO Today, FPL Today, sorry, and Curtio. So, you know, and Jeffers, so we can answer a few more there. But Ray, just chat us a little bit through your thoughts for game week 9, what you're actually going to be doing that isn't quite as bad shizzle maybe as the dream team.
Well, I kind of had a strategy in place to take out Kane, still keep Son, and basically look to get Bruno, Watkins, and Chilwell in, and that would involve taking out Robertson, taking out Saint Maximan, who I've only kept him in because I have a few more fires I needed to put out, but because of what happened to Salah, I think I'll just make the one change and take out Salah and bring in Bruno, because Robertson will play against Leicester, and then I still have an additional transfer, which will make it 2 for next week, because I think this week's it's just about getting 11 players out there, isn't it?
So you are in that lovely fancy position of having 2 transfers for this game week, and despite all your flags, you're only making 1 transfer. That's I still have enough players. That's fabulous. I love that. I wish I was in that position. Here's me, like, 1 transfer, 1 million flags. Who cares? Let's make those transfers. I feel you.
What about
you? So I have the Sace issue. I don't know whether he's going to start. I have the Wilson issue. I'm not really sure if he's going to start. I think they want to get him ready for that match. I think I saw in the presses that they are hoping he will be back. Wilson, that is. I have the Foden issue. I don't know whether Foden is going to start this week or not. He's one of those really annoying ones. And I do have enough cash to get to Ziyech from Foden, so that's a temptation.
Without a hit?
No, I think I would have to drop Ziyech down to 4.5 or something like that, just for those extra couple. But yeah, I could possibly now move Salah to Bruno, and then use the funds from that to move Foden up to somebody and keep Sace another week on the bench, you know, and then get the funds from Sace back and then move Salah, you know, back to Salah up top is, you know, but it would just still be a -8, but over 2 game weeks. And they can always be a little bit dangerous then, because obviously you have the concern that other fires will crop up.
Yeah, of course.
So plenty to think about, and really not enough time to think about it all in. But yeah, it's definitely a tough one, and I want to have all the presses in. So I'm in the position with anyone who watches my videos where I am doing the Sunny Six, which is basically where I sold Son for the 2 game weeks that he hauled in, and so he now can't leave my team until he's scored me back all 6 of those goals that I've missed out on. So he will have to stay in my team, unfortunately, even though he's the easy route at the moment to, you know, a Bruno or a KDB. So I'm really hoping that Son can score 4 goals this week, and then, you know, then I can sell him on. But, you know, would I want to sell him on if he scored 4 goals? Probably not. It's probably, yeah. So, yeah, thank you everyone for joining. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Ray, do you want to tell everybody where people can find you? I've got to update the description down below, but that will be there when the replay is up. So whereabouts can everybody find you? And just tell us a little bit more about the pod and things.
Well, first of all, Nimpriya, thank you so much for having me on.
You're more than
As
welcome.
always, it's excellent to just chat and talk FPL with you and stuff like that because we've been messaging for ages. So it's
Yeah.
fantastic that you've invited me on, and hopefully, of course, we can have you on ours. It would be fantastic.
Of
Probably
course.
just to talk about Arsenal. Forget FPL. We'll just talk about Arsenal.
As long as they're having a good game week, that'll be fine.
exactly.
So just make sure you have me on when they're having like against somebody really rubbish.
Yeah. So, to segue onto that, I'm co-host of a podcast called Rebel FPL, really where we talk about football tactics and FPL. RebelFPL.com #Rebel_FPL, and for me it's Ray_Quuraishi, where I just talk about a lot of rubbish about fantasy football. So yeah.
Hey, that's what we all do, to be fair. We don't ever try and, or at least in my little show, we don't ever try and kind of bill ourselves as being, serious, full-on kind of advice givers, because it's really difficult to call this game for a start, and you have to have some epic skill to be able to do that. But for me, it's just more about kind of being around like-minded people, being around, people who love the game as much as me and as obsessed with the game as me, and just chatting really and doing silly things like making a weird dream team out of nowhere. And then captaining random people like Yotta for the week. So thanks everybody for joining, and I think the team does look quite exciting this week. I love how different it looks and how colourful it looks, and I love that we've got some really random picks in there as well, and I'm excited to see how it's going to do. So everybody do make sure you tune in next week, probably the same time. I do want to look at maybe moving the stream to a different day, but we'll see how it goes. But do come and join next week. I think Focus will be back with us again next week. So yes, thanks, Quayus. You finally got a chance to see the live stream live, which is definitely something. So thank you for joining us, and I will just head on over now and make sure that I get everything wrapped up. But until later on this evening with the FPL Wildcats, I will see you guys soon. It's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from Ray.
Bye-bye.